What's going on, guys? It is Goalazio here. Welcome back to another career mode tutorial. Today, guys, I got something cracking lined up for you. How to spend your budget. Of course, you may have seen a couple more videos previously where I focused more on an actual budget. This particular video is all about a general rule of thumb you need to follow. It works for the majority of career modes. Definitely something to check out. But just before we go into this tutorial, guys, I want you to hit that like button and share with your friends. But this is technically the start of a really cool series. I got a series coming super soon which is actually going to be going into a career mode save and actually providing you with tips and tricks, players to sign, how to spend their budget, where to improve the squad, do you invest in certain areas. We are looking to start that series super soon, but what I would love you guys to do is actually recommend some teams we should look into in the comment section below. And also, if you've got a title name, let me know as well, because I cannot wait to actually share that series with you. But without further ado, let's go on into this video. Okay guys, so spending your budget is generally quite important. I don't know about you, but I kind of like getting my money's worth out of career mode. So I like to be a bit more strategic with my signings and how I actually spend that budget. And spending your budget is super important, and how you actually spend it is even more important. So tip number one, always rule of thumb way to actually spend your money. Tip number one, leave a certain percentage of budget for the January transfer window. This general rule of thumb is around 10 to 15% of your actual budget, whether you have £1 million or whether you have 10 to 100 million pounds. It's always good to leave that extra little budget. One of the reasons for that is because, one, if you do any contract negotiations, you have a bit of leeway with money, and also you have a little bit of money in January to actually improve your squad. One of the biggest issues I've actually had in my career modes is that I do generally spend all my money in September, and then all of a sudden I'm absolutely ruined my career mode for January and I have to wait till the following year. You don't want to be doing that, so make sure you save yourself around 10%. Tip number two, guys, of course, this is going to vary per career mode, but general good consensus, even if you're not really a fan of a youth career mode, always consider putting around 5% of your budget towards a youth academy. And 5% in any budget isn't really a lot. It's usually at least getting a scout in. One of the reasons I always say that is to actually at least get a scout in, and even more with the homegrown talent now in the game, is the fact that you will have that ability to actually sell players on. This particular one is more beneficial for smaller career modes, so if you are doing a Road to Glory, it is really beneficial for you there, but really take consideration of actually smacking that 5%, because let's just say you spend 50 grand or so on a scout and you end up spending maybe another 50 grand or so just get him into a country for 3 months. He has potential to bring back at least 15-20 different players. You could potentially offload for at least to 80 to 100 grand each. So lots of opportunity for you there to actually make some money. So think about it, 5 to 7% on your youth academy. Okay, so we have around 80% left now. Now it's time for an actual big chunk. So your big chunk, around 40 to 50%, is actually going to go on transfers, but not any old transfers. We are going to be looking at those hidden gems. Okay, so whether you're doing a Road to Glory or a prestigious career mode, you need some hidden gems in your side. You want some players who are going to develop and be the future stars of your career mode, whether they start right at the beginning or whether they are actually going to be there in the future. Really take that in consideration and putting around that really big budget of that 40% actually towards it, because what you need to take in consideration is that if you invest now, you will actually reap the rewards later on in your career mode, because these players that you're investing in are going to go up in value the more and more you leave them. So eventually you're going to end up spending 80% on them rather than the initial 40% that we discussed right now. I mentioned as well right at the start about a 10% buffer for contracts January. I think let's leave that one more for January. Let's talk about the contract size situation now. So if you're spending your budget, I want you to leave around 5%. For a Road to Glory that only has around £1 million, this is around 50 grand or so. For a Road to Glory, for a career mode with around 10 million, this is around 500 grand or so. So what this actually does is actually gives you a really good opportunity to renew contracts in career mode. My personal recommendation is not to worry about your starting 11 players. You want to sort out your squad rotation, so usually you should be saving money in this situation. But it's always good to have that money to one side and think, right, okay, I got a couple hundred grand to actually play around with with my actual transfer budget, not my transfer budget, sorry, the actual wages and contract roles, which is really super awesome that makes you keep hold of. So 5%, knotting this up a little bit, but makes you keep hold of it. Coming in next, 35% of your budget, right? This is kind of the next big chunk of your actual career mode budget, and what this is actually for is getting those star players in. So if you have 100 grand, 100 million pound to actually spend, this is around 35 million pound of your actual budget. If you've got £1 million to actually spend, this is around 350 grand of your budget. So what you're going to be looking is actually getting players who are actually near enough established already that you can actually bring into your side. So for example, if you are like a championship team and you're like, all right, okay, I can bring in maybe a £3-4 million player, which really suited within my 35% budget, then you actually got that opportunity to go, right, okay, I've got a star player to actually make a difference right now. As well as bringing in those youth academy, those hidden gems that we mentioned, it will work absolutely like clockwork. Really, because one of the reasons I have this as well is because I want to make career mode fun as well. I want to try out loads of different players no matter their age. And that 35% is a really good buffer to think, all right, okay, I'm going to invest a good amount of money. And also as well, it's not investing too much money. Because when you're actually spending money on star players, 80% of the time, they're aging. They're not exactly young, fresh chickens. Is that the right words? I don't know. But you know my drift. That's what I'm trying to get at. So you don't want to invest too much and actually start losing money on them. So you're happy enough to kind of invest a little less and actually go, right, okay, we're on a good one to actually keep these players for a good season or two, then sell on and make our money back. But anyway, guys, there were some tips on actually how to spend your budget in career mode. Of course, if you haven't checked out how to spend your budget £1 million or how to start a career mode with the £1 million and so on and so forth series, make sure you go ahead and check that out because that might be more catered to you. But this is a general good rule of thumb to actually have across all your career modes. But I'm super excited to actually start my career mode series, which is all about actually mastering certain career modes, giving you guys really in-depth tips about a team. I'm really tempted to consider doing this live as a proper full-on live video. Maybe it could be like a 20-30 minute video where we actually go proper in depth in certain areas. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. But anyway, my name is Goalazio. I want to say super thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you do hit that like button. But of course, if you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button because I got plenty more videos coming your way. And of course, the Blackburn Rovers career mode is coming super soon. You would have seen the trailer released around this time. Maybe you haven't seen it yet, but make sure you go check that out. I can't wait to actually share it with you because it's not like any other career mode you would have seen. There's a lot of grafting work that's gone into this. I'm gutted that it would have been released sooner, just so you know, but unfortunately, I had to send off my Xbox Series X to go get fixed. So everything that I recorded for that had to be scrapped, and I had to restart the recordings on my PC. So kind of a little unfortunate there. But anyway, guys, my name is Goalazio. Thanks again for watching, and if you did enjoy the video, hit that subscribe button. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.